Y'all know what it is. Come here back into the video. And this is me being as personal as I can be. So, what is really me being personal? Throughout my life, and I'm just gonna tell you a couple things. I mean, it's gonna shock you. First of all, it's gonna shock you guys. It's gonna shock a lot of people. I think a lot of people don't think I would do something like that, or he doesn't have that in him. He's not that type of dude. Trust me. I think to start off this video, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. I think I am the most violent. I'm gonna repeat that. I want you to really understand that word of violence. I think I'm not 100% guaranteed sure of this. I think I am the most violent out of all the Tekken players that went offline. Scratch that off the woodworks. That went offline, not online. Pretty sure you got somebody that's more violent than me online. Offline, I am the most violent. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Offline, offline. We here offline on TV, in front of everybody, in person, me seeing you face to face. I am the most violent out of every individual that ever went offline. I bet you that. I can contest to this. So we're gonna talk about it, man. So why is Kumu saying he's the most violent? What is this about? This is really about coping with your anger. And my story. This is a story. This is a story, guys. This is a story of what I did. Me dealing with my anger, me fighting. I want to touch a little more deeper into this because I had a video uploaded today, but it really didn't dive in too deep into it. I want to dive in deep into this. Let you see my face, let you see my emotions when I'm talking to you about it, so you really understand. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why people like certain people is because they show themselves being vulnerable. People like Kodakor, because she has shown herself being vulnerable. She has. She's shown herself being vulnerable, crying. You know what I'm saying? Crying multiple times in tournaments, multiple times, at least twice, crying, showing that she's not just a robot, she's a human being. I don't show myself to be human. You only hear me talk about killing. That's all I care about. Like this covers on me. Hey, that's just what it is. It ain't nothing else to that. That's what people see me as, covers. This dude is just that. He's a killer. Don't give a fuck about nobody. Kill the opponent. Kill him in real life. He don't give a fuck about you whatsoever. It's not really the case. And if it is the case, there's a reason behind it. I'm about to get into that story. So y'all listen closely, man. Everybody relax and kick in and get your popcorn ready. Laugh, cry, be depressed, be saddened about the story. But I'm going to tell you it anyway. You may want to rejoice about it, but I'm going to tell you it anyway. So it's going to shock you. I'm not going to lie about anything here. I'm going to be very honest. From my parents to the people, in school, everybody. So it started when I was a kid. I was taught how to fight at a very young age. I was fighting whenever, like, as soon as I can remember, I was just fighting. Just training and throwing blows for no logical reason. There was no really a reason behind this, of me fighting like that, of me training with my grandpa. There was really no reason. I'm going to repeat that. There was no reason. Why was I doing that? I don't know. Maybe it was because it was fun to him, but it did translate to school. So, second grade, and I'll never forget the day. Notice I remember the grade level, second day. This was the first time I hit somebody. And you know what gender it was? A female. I popped the female first. Notice I let my tongue go. I did that. Let me do it again. I popped the female first, man. That was my first hit. My first real body blow from a non-family member. Popped the female. Her name? Alexis. Mixed girl, curly hair, very aggressive. She was very aggressive with me. So she was always arguing, talking shit to me. And we was young. We was in the hood. I grew up in Marietta. So I grew up in Marietta for like a couple of years. I'm gonna get into that. It comes with a story. Anyway, guys, just listen. So we was in Marietta. School name, if you want to know the school name, Powers Ferry was my elementary school, Marietta. So, I was in school and stuff, and she came, she was arguing with me, and I'm fine arguing. I always been good with dealing with arguments until someone puts their hands on me. She put her hands on me. She went to my desk when my head was down. Teacher was out of the room. There was no teacher there. Teacher went to me. Alexis went to me, grabbed my hair. Literally just like this, just grabbed my hair. A lot of it now. It was a lot. She grabbed a good amount. And she just slammed my head on the desk. And I'm just looking around like, who the hell just did that? So I looked back, it was Alexis. I quickly got up because I didn't like her lesson. She was arguing me, always talking shit. So I quickly snapped, I snapped like a stick breaking or a rock falling, just it hit that ground. Man, I snapped. I got up real quick, and I was real. A lot of the teachers always tell me this, and my advisors. I used to have advisors back, and I'm about to get into it. Like I said, y'all gonna be a little shocked. My shoulders always crunch up, like I'm getting buffed out the Hulk or something. Just I shrug up, I tighten up, my body tighten up. Like, oh shit, he's getting aggressive. He's tightening up, so I tighten up. So I got up, and when I mean I lariat that woman, I lariat that woman. I'm talking about she was against the wall. Like she was. Imagine you stand up to me in real life right now. You just in my face, and you know we're near the wall. There's a wall behind you, but then we're near it right now. I put my elbow on that. I put my forearm on that girl's neck, and I literally ragdoll her to the damn other side of the wall. Once I got her to that wall, my forearm stayed on her neck, and I was beating the hell out of that girl while my forearm was on that neck. So forearm on the neck, forearm on the neck, just forearm. Boom. I got my arm on her neck. I got my hand. I'm beating the hell out of you with my other arm while my forearm is against your neck. So I was beating the hell out that girl, and this was second grade. Now, teacher come in. I mean, she's crying. Like she crying now. I'm like, and I wasn't. I didn't even know about cussing back then, so I wasn't cussing. But what I was doing, I was quiet. I was quiet, and I was beating the hell. I was quiet. I wasn't talking. I was too, focused on the task at hand, beating the hell out this girl. So I was beating the hell out that girl. So teacher came in. She separated us. I didn't get in trouble. I didn't get in trouble. I should have. I didn't get in trouble. She was crying, and she was a tough girl. Alexis was a tough girl. One of the toughest girls I would ever remember. And I know she would be really tough in the future. Let me tell you why she was so tough. Come to find out, her dad and her parents are very hard on her. Very aggressive, almost abusive. Pretty much abusive. And I kind of figured this out when my dad used to go and landscape for them. And I met her there after the fight. Me and her became best friends. Me and Alexis became best friends. And I kind of figured out she was in a very abusive. And she was a pretty girl, man. Pretty light-skinned, red-bone girl, man. She was in an abusive household, man. That's why she was so tough like that and so aggressive with me. She was just aggressive to take out her frustration on me. But, she figured out real quick you kind of got to be careful with that. If you want to do something like that, if you're that type of female, you might want to do it with a girl. Don't try to do it with no boy. I can't stress it to you guys enough for women watching this video. A woman's strength is not equal to a man's strength. No matter how much I don't care if you look at TV, you see a woman bodybuilding and doing all that, and all these crazy genetics, look on some bodybuilders. The rarity of that is such a low percentage of a female look like some bodybuilder and able to compete with a man in a fight, even if they are doing some type of martial arts. It's very low for you to be able to beat a man at full grown strength. A man is very powerful. Don't matter if they skinny, big, bulk, whatever. I don't recommend it. So that was my first fight. It was a female. As time continued on, I didn't really get in no fights really until about my third grade. Third grade, I moved. I moved from Marietta, Georgia. I moved to a more country / higher class place. Moved up north. I lived now in Dallas. Where the cows and pigs at, farms. I never seen a farm before in a day in my life. I saw a farm. I'm like, wow, all these sheep and goats and all that. So I was in a different school. Nebo was the school. My first, should I say, escalation of things was I was at a computer desk. Dude named Brett. He was sitting down, white boy, talking shit. He thought he was superior, talking shit. I'm like, okay, man, whatever. I'm in third grade. Ain't really, I got real good because of the way I was. When you are aggressive like this, you become a lone wolf. You become a loner. People become scared. They fearful of you. Humans, they get fearful of you when they see you act aggressive and aggressive like that, and angry like that. They become fearful of you. So I was always the type of kid. I only had about 4 friends in elementary school. Of course, middle school and high school kind of changed up a little bit, but not even then, really not too much. Because I always think about true friends instead of, you know, fake friends. So Brett was sitting down, and he was just talking trash, and he was mad. Reason why he was mad because I thrown a football at his head earlier because he got mad. We was racing. I beat him to the football. He got mad. He got the football and picked it up and threw it at my head. I mean, threw it at my back. He didn't throw it at my head. He threw it at my back. I got the football and I threw it at his head. He got mad about that. He was still talking about that and mad about that while we was in class, even though the teachers already talked about it to us in class and we let it go. But he was sitting at the desk and he spit it on me, right? I mean, he ain't spit in my face now. He spit like, I mean, let me tell you how small this shit was. This dude was talking and he had braces. Some spit flapped it like came in my hand. I was already mad. I'm like, dude, I don't want you sitting nowhere near me. So his little spit got on me, and I broke his jaw. I broke that boy's jaw. It ain't something I'm proud about, man. Like I said, this is what I'm telling you guys this. For any teenager that's going through, you angry and you fighting, hey, go ahead and stop, man. Don't do you no good. I'm gonna tell you about how this shit happened in high school. I'm gonna tell you about that, but we're gonna get back into what I was just talking about. So I broke that kid's jaw. I mean, I broke his jaw. His jaw was broke. He had to go to the hospital. I broke his jaw. Like his jaw got broken, and he was forever fearful. He never talked to me a day of his life again. When I tell he never talked to me for the rest of my elementary school career, he never talked to me ever in my career, ever. Dude had some like a little, you know, tiny bit of spit fall out his mouth because had braces and he couldn't really talk very well. I got my fist, and we was by the computers. He's sitting to the left of me. When I tell you that I punched that boy hard as fuck, that was a lot of power in that punch. It broke his jaw. I mean, it broke his jaw. His jaw was broken. I didn't get in trouble really. Some little time out. That's all I got, man. I broke that dude's jaw. That was that was my first extreme thing that happened to me in school, where I was actually should have been in deep punishment because I was so young. I scraped by with it. So during all this, how I was after my parents, with my parents, I was very respectful. And that later kind of changed later on. So I'm gonna tell you about that. So fourth grade, nothing really happened. Fifth grade, nothing really happened. I was acting pretty good as a kid, starting to find my groove. Going to school, getting good grades. I was always intelligent. And like I was telling you guys before, when you are a loner, you build up a certain skill base. You learn to adapt, to analyze, and to watch individuals, and to learn what triggers them, and to learn how to speak. You become a very gifted speaker. Even though I had to go to speech class in elementary school, I was a gifted speaker. Later on in life, I was a gifted speaker. That's why you see me in my YouTube videos now. People will always tell me you're very motivating. You know how to really motivate people, and how to really get under people and make them feel a certain way. And that also means I can use it for negative fashion. I can use it and try to hurt you as hard as I can by saying certain things. But I gained that ability because I was always alone for the most part. I only had about 3 friends, true friends. So I didn't have really no rest of the fights for my elementary career. So we got that out the way. Boom. Took 14 minutes to get that out the way. During this whole time, I was good in the household. So middle school, things start to change a little bit. I got a little more violent, going through puberty. My dick growing. I'm getting facial hair. I'm getting these sideburns. Over here, man, I'm getting these sideburns. I'm getting my little mustache and shit. Hair growing a lot. Getting stronger than what I already was. I was already a strong kid. I was getting real strong, man. Took advantage of that a lot. I'm about to get into that. My first fight, freshman year in middle school. Big fight. Big fight. They call me Mike Tizzle. That's what they call me. They call me Mike Tizzle, man. Look like Mike Tyson fighting out there, man. I look like Mike Tyson. I was not playing. This white boy, I had 2 fights actually. One of them I got away with. This dude named Matthew. He was in special ed class. I didn't give a fuck. He was in special ed class. He put his hands on me, man. Cause I was waiting for. This is what happened. I'm in math class, Miss Ernst's class. The line is going, and I can't get out the door because the line was going. Like I can't push past everybody and say fuck y'all, and act like y'all can't walk past me because the line is going. It's crowded up in there. So I was pretty much being patient and being respectful. This dude pushed me in the back, and I'm like, dude, why you pushing me in the back? And he thought he was a tough guy. He had facial hair, and like he was definitely taking some type of enhancement drugs and doing a lot of drugs. Period. Probably even steroids. He was doing a lot of stupid shit. Matthew was. So I yanked his ass. I yanked his ass. I tabbed him. Once again, I went for that jawline. So I popped him pretty good in his jawline. You know, boom, punched that nigga real good. He was in shock about it. He was in shock. The tenacity of that force and it was so quick, and like I didn't even hesitate. He was shocked and he walked his ass away. He didn't do nothing. He didn't tell nobody either. He walked the hell away. I got lucky with that. And my other fight, that same year, this was the big fight. Brandon Scott, white dude, tried me up, man. I'm talking about he tried me up. He tried me up good. Now he pushed me, and I'm like, dude, what are you pushing me for, man? So I pushed his ass back. He cracked my ass. Boom. I'm like, as I got hooked in the mouth, I'm like, man, did this dude just hit me, man? So I'm like, oh, you know what, man? Let me take a step back, take a little breather, So I was like, I just started swinging at that nigga, man. That breather did not work. I started swinging at that nigga. Everybody was in the circle anyway, cause they saw it happen. So I'm like, I can't get punched out by this bitch. That's what I told myself. I cared about people thinking enough to not get punched out. Now, I always go back in time. Why I do the exact same thing? That's a hard thing to answer. Sometimes you don't want to get pumped out in front of everybody. Doesn't look too good. So I started swinging at that dude. I'm throwing hands. That dude was getting rocked. I'm talking about getting thrown at the locker, pounded. That was a big fight, and a lot of people got hurt in that fight. There was a lot of missed blows when I was throwing of where he was at, and girls was getting hit, niggas was getting hit, and they got the fuck out the way, because it was fast paced fight. I was yanking this nigga around and throwing him and rag dogging him, man. Like I was manhandling that dude like some Marduk, bro. It was not very pretty. So his face was all the way fucked up. I'm talking about cuts, everything. So he could actually press charges, but he didn't. He got fucked up. And that's when people start really being scared. You know how each time you go to a different school, people don't know who you are. They knew who I was instantly. Then, oh shit, this dude, he aggressive. He's mean. Everybody for that whole year never fucked with me. They never really fucked with me. You always gonna have some nigga that try to fuck with you, and I did. But that nigga, we used to always just talk shit at each other, and that would have been it. We never really got into no fight. That pretty much it for my middle school career as far as my fighting. And the rest of the year, I became a very high class kid. I'm talking about I was always very intelligent. So they put me in advanced classes. I was pretty smart, man. I was always smarter than everyone else around me. I was a smart dude, and I knew how to speak, man. I gathered in elementary school. I went to speech class, but I really understood how to get under people and how to help people when I really wanted to. So they put me in advanced classes. I was in advanced classes. So as I was in advanced classes, I had 3 of them. I was smart, doing my thing, helping out the people. It felt good. I was doing good shit. Same thing for my last middle school year. I was in advanced classes, doing good, no fights, no problems. But throughout those moments, there was downs in those 2 years. I got real aggressive in the household. The cops got called on me from my mom. She called the cops on me because I was real aggressive. I was popping a lot of enhancement pills. So I'm gonna tell y'all about that. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie in this video. I have nothing to hide. I don't care if somebody uses it against me or not. Look, 'cause there's people out here that wish they can be in my position. They wish they can be on TV, on YouTube, playing Tekken offline. They wish they can be an online YouTuber and be as popular as me. So I have no need to withhold myself from you guys just because of them. I have to tell you guys this because I think you guys need it. And it goes for anybody that needs help. For anybody. It can be a grown man that's dealing with this. It can be a teenager around my age or even younger than me dealing with this. You can take what I experienced and use it to help you. So I have nothing to hide. And I'm willing to deal with ridicule and deal with being judged for this, for the people that can possibly help to maybe save a life. So I was popping pills, and I mean by popping pills. I was never really into drugs. I never really was into smoking. I never was into weed. Never did weed in my life. Never did anything but take supplements, and I mean workout pills. Stuff that enhance my abilities, not steroids or anything like that. No steroids, nothing of that nature, but stuff like creatine, workout supplements, guys. Creatine, um, anything that gave you enhanced energy. I forgot what it was called. Enhanced energy, shit like that. This gave you this an edge as far as just certain exercises and stuff like that. I was very into that. I love the tenacity of trying to win. And I was a bigger dude. I'm a bigger dude. So I like the tenacity of knowing I was stronger and I could be even stronger than what I already was. That really domed on me in middle school. That I'm this powerful now, hurting niggas. Can you imagine if I had a early boost, you know, leading into high school with some extra help? I liked that idea, so I was taking creatine. Creatine had to drink a lot of water to keep myself from being. If you don't drink water with taking creatine, you start to cramp up a lot, and it hurts really bad. So you had to drink about 2 gallons of water every day. I drank 2 gallons of water or one gallon of water every day to keep myself hydrated from getting crippled up. Um, I mean cramps. My bad, cramps. So I was really into that. I got caught. My advisor, who sent me to a advisor class after my first year of middle school when I was fighting, he sent me to a special class for people who are in trouble in need of needing a counselor and stuff like that. He caught me. He caught me my senior year in middle school. Not my senior, but my last year in middle school. Pill popping, taking supplements. He caught a lot of it in my bag. Um, and I got caught. Got called into the office. I got suspended. So my parents figured it out also. And they was like, maybe this is why he's acting this way. Which it could have something to do with it, but I don't think it was. I think, to be honest, that had nothing to do with it. My personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. So, the cops called me at my house. Police officer came in. He talked to me. Hey, you gotta slow down on how you acting. You're a little aggressive with your parents. That's not good. I wasn't aggressive with my father. I was aggressive with my mom. 'Cause my mom is the one in this household who is the most verbal, who loves to talk a lot of. If you think my shit talk is bad online, my mama would give you. She'd have you probably want to come in the house and you want to kill me. You would probably want to really come to the house and blow this place up. She can talk some good shit. That's what I get it from. I don't know my father. My father left me when I was 5 years old. That's another fact y'all don't know. My father left me when I was 5 years old. I don't know my father. I only know his first name, Anthony. That's it. I don't know too much about my father. I only have my stepdad and my mom, but my mom talk a lot of shit. So that was that. That was the worst thing really. Middle school wasn't too bad. It wasn't too good either, but I had a lot of good things happen to me. I was doing good. Now, did I stop taking supplements? Hell no. High school, you on a football team, niggas is taking supplements. I just happened to get my hands on it earlier in middle school. So people was taking supplements. Creatine, pre-workout, that's the name I was looking for, my bad. Pre-workout, creatine, you name it, we was taking that shit. And I was the most addicted to all. I was the most addicted to all of them. I was a drug addict with that shit. I mean, I ain't on them now, but I was, and I still take it time and time again when I'm going to the gym or whatever. But I was addicted to those things, man. I was addicted, like super addicted. So I was taking creatine every day, taking pre-workout every day, um, and the results was amazing, man. I'm talking about you lifting all kinds of shit, but most thing, the thing about that is it does kind of affect you mentally in class. You're more aggressive, more hyped up, you know. Uh, but I still was pretty good in high school. My high school freshman year was good. I didn't really get into any trouble. I had a couple run-ins with some verbal shit, shit talk, nothing too serious, just a typical high school shit talk, nothing crazy. Um, Same thing the next year. I was even better next year. I was a good kid. Pretty much throughout my whole high school career, I was a good kid. Not a bad guy. 'Cause I was really getting into my groove of who I was as a person. and I found myself to be more of a motivator and a father figure to the high school students more than anything. They saw me as a father figure for the most part. I was very mature for my age because of my experiences. Had the cops come at my house, talk to me. Had a couple of runs-ins with a lot of the sheriffs in the school because of how I was, and I was a very good kid. They saw that. They recognized me for I was a very good kid. Um, I didn't have any fights unless it was on the football field. That whole year and years in high school, I was a very good kid in high school, and that's what really developed my motivation speeches was really in high school. Talking to people who are around my age group, who are beginning to mature and have, you know, that their maturing hormones kick in and point them in the right direction, tell them, hey, don't do this, don't do that. I did that already. Don't do that. And I was like more mature than what I should have been, and all my age levels, elementary, middle, and high school. I was very mature, and that helped me out in life greatly. But I was pretty good kid, and then my number one thing that I did wrong in high school to go ahead and get it out the way was I did push my mom. I did push my mom. She got aggressive with me, talking shit. I got tired of it. She got up in my face talking shit. I got mad and I shoved her. So I do want to admit to that. I did do that. I did shove my mom. So that was the only thing I did bad in high school that I regret. Um, Other than that, man, I've been a pretty good kid. I've been very good. But hopefully this story has helped you guys realize that people go through things, and I'm not just some being that has no heart. And I do have a heart, and I do things, and I do a lot of good things also. But I do want to tell you guys how to deal with this. I found out that taking breathers and really focusing and keeping your sanity and know that you are in full control helps out greatly. Knowing you are there. Sometimes we lose ourselves because we feel like we are not there there in the moment. I felt like I wasn't there in the moment sometimes when these things happen. Almost as if someone else was doing it for me. That's how I felt like somebody else was there in my body doing it, and I was just watching it. That's how I felt like sometimes because the anger took, my emotions was in control, not myself. Control their emotions, control the anger when it finally bursts out. Even the tiniest little bit, you'll be in shock on how well it works. So that's what I really had to say to you guys, man. Hopefully you take this video and learn. You learn a couple things about me, and that's pretty much it.